Duncan Baker.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Firstly, I'd like to thank the Honourable Member for North Devon again for bringing such an important bill forward. I'm not here just because of my constituents in North Norfolk who are hugely animal lovers, but also because I've always tried to champion animal welfare issues and speak on these matters each and every time they come to the House. But also because it's an area that I have personally invested a lot of time and care into, in particular in looking after rescue animals my whole life. And I can't therefore go away from this table without mentioning my beloved pet rescue cat, Clapton, who I will come on to in just a moment, who sadly passed last month. Our rescue guinea pig, Pickle, my children.
House of Commons sound.
Well, I'd like to thank the Honourable Member for that, and of course his efforts for rescuing chickens and giving them that good laying. They can often lay for many years afterwards, and well done for everything you've done. But look, we should be very proud in this place about our collective efforts for leading the world in raising animal welfare standards, and we are doing that again today. Cats, as I've just mentioned, is very important to me. My family, as I said, just lost our beloved rescue cat Clapton to cancer last month. He became so thin he was unable to eat because of the cancer in his mouth that unfortunately it was time to say goodbye. But I used to take him to the vets down the road, and every time Clapton Baker was called into the room, I used to get a slight giggle from the constituents who recognised and knew me. But as the Honourable Right Honourable Member for Suffolk Coastal said before, our pets are loved forever, and my children certainly loved Clapton. So, Madam Deputy Speaker, there will be another rock star named rescue cat in my family one day. We just need to decide when and whether it'll be a meatloaf baker, a Mercury baker, a Springsteen baker, or even a Jagger baker. That's one of my favourites. We shall go into that. But look, this is important today, this debate, to look at and regulate the import of the three titled pets that we have got. We saw a huge spike in North Norfolk during the pandemic of pet theft, particularly of dogs, because my area is probably well known of being elderly and demographic, having 52 miles of coastline, and dogs are absolutely everywhere. You're almost unheard of if you are retired in North Norfolk without a pet dog. And so it was a huge problem in the pandemic, and I was proud to be part of the pet theft task force that helped. I will keep my remarks relatively short, but the Honourable Member for the City of Chester did mention earlier on, quite a few hours ago now, about ferrets, and that there weren't many people perhaps in the chamber that had a lot to do with ferrets in their previous life. Well, I'm going to now disappoint, Madam Deputy Speaker, because the country bumpkin that I am means that I have indeed, 30 years ago, with a friend of mine, kept ferrets. But it was a very, very entrepreneurial keeping of ferrets, because we did our civic duty. School allowed us to keep some ferrets behind the garages, and every lunchtime we would go out to the hospital grounds next door and catch the rabbits that were ruining the hospital lawns and grounds. So we were entrepreneurial. The local butcher paid us 50 pence a rabbit that we took there. A pound for a buck. And the only reason that we had to stop our entrepreneurial hobby was because the teachers would complain that we smelt so bad. And our parents equally said, look, Duncan, you need to give up this hobby. You smell so terrible, because ferrets, as you well know, do not smell particularly good. However, there is a serious point to all of today. Clearly, it is in a 21st century a real awful state that heavily pregnant dogs and puppies endure such terrible long journeys. The mutilations, as we've heard from many people about cropped ears, is simply not fit for purpose today. And of course, declawing cats is not only abhorrent, painful, but it takes away their absolute, part of their DNA to get up in the morning and go scratching at their scratch post. We only till a couple of weeks ago still had Clapton's scratch post in the corner of the kitchen. To think of him not here anymore, but to have his claws removed so that he couldn't do what his natural instinct is absolutely appalling. So look, I'm going to sum up my comments. and say, look, all credit should be going to the honourable member for North Devon. It's her day today for bringing this forward. She has been widely praised by many institutions, including the RSPCA, and I really thank her for bringing this today. Well done on what you've done.